What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at prime moment Gerrard. So obviously he was an SBC way back when, and it seems like we've not done a review on him, which is strange because I felt like I did a review on pretty much most of these. But prime moment Gerrard, 92 rated. He is a centre mid, English, and he is a prime moment icon. He's a 3-star, which isn't great, but obviously we have got him to try him out. He's got outside of the foot, team player, and that is it for his traits. And we are going to go with the shadow. Gives him 90 pace, which again, and this is the point with a lot of these icons, other than maybe having the link to everybody, they're not necessarily as needed anymore. Even the top icons, we've literally just got a Koke that looks absolutely delicious, genuinely looks insane, whereas you're looking at some of these, like you look at the Hullet, for instance, 2-3 mil. Yes, obviously you're paying for a name. He is very good regardless, like genuinely, you're not going to beat a lot of him. But in terms of the price comparison, 200k for a Koke, or obviously free for the Ital, or you get a 3 million coin SBC, you kind of give and take really at the moment. But Gerrard obviously was one that not necessarily is going to change anybody's team, but he's going to be that player that people get. Liverpool fans, of course, they're going to have him. They're going to have him in their Liverpool past and present. English team, there's plenty of teams that you can have a little bit of fun with. Maybe some objectives teams. We've had English SBCs and objectives to do, so there is plenty of room for players like this. You can get Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes all in that midfield. You can play like the old midfield for England, but for me, Gerrard obviously is going to be a little bit more past it. With the shadow, it turns him into a 90 DM or a 93 CM. He has obviously got that decent amount of shooting. He's known for his long shot rockets, so hopefully we can get one of them in today. But other than that, I feel like dribbling wise he's going to be a little bit static, very much like how he was in real life. A little bit static on the dribbling. He's going to have a little bit of pace, nothing too crazy. His shooting's going to be exquisite. I would expect his passing to be quite decent, and to be honest, I was expecting a bit more physicality. And then obviously the defending's going to be very basic, but then the added shadow is going to be a nice little boost. So let's jump into Gerrard and see what this 205k player's worth. Gerrard making that run through. What can we find? We see that back post opening up. Not the greatest of ball, and Vasquez can't really do too much with it. Coutinho tries to back it up, but we maybe should have took a touch on the inside. Gerrard getting through already. We're seeing that sort of attacking zone from him, and that's where you do need more of a defensive midfielder with him. If you are going to play him, I feel like he will kind of attack more than anything, and then obviously the defensive side of him is going to be just above basic in my opinion, just without kind of having too much of the game with him yet. Gerrard picking the ball up. Want to see that big ball across. Again, the passing's not been with me today. Was expecting more of a kind of a Carvajal down the wing sort of through ball. Don't know if the power's not quite on it today for me. Gerrard's already peeling away. You can see him already. His attacking work rate is definitely up there. Really likes to push himself forward. So you've always got to see that when kind of using him in the midfield. If you're using a pairing, then like I say, you definitely want to have two, because you can already see him straight away as soon as you're even close to that halfway line. He's pushing himself up, getting ready for this attack, and I feel like outside the box, he's gonna be absolutely there. Probably should have took that one forward. Was hoping for more of a rocket kind of shot, a snapshot, more than kind of like a lofted one there. He seems to be the player that's always kind of like sitting back. We've got Gerrard obviously partnering with him, and he's kind of like the one that goes forward, where I think Koke takes more of a kind of a slower approach. If you pass it to him, obviously you can just walk with him forward, but definitely takes that slower approach in comparison to someone like Gerrard. Picks the ball up. He loves that little shimmy to the side. Gonna kind of play him forward here. Coutinho's gonna see it through. We tried to get it back. Go with a rainbow. Wow, that's a big rainbow. Wanted kind of more of a directional one, more than kind of in the air. Finding him again. Let's get Carvajal on his bike, and that's a stunning ball. Keeps it in play. We can see the back post. Can we find the crossing though? It's straight to the keeper, unfortunately. But again, we've got two midfielders here that can produce so many magnificent through balls. It is absolutely outstanding to see. Like I said as well with Gerrard, very static at times, doesn't necessarily have the greatest dribbling, which I think is fair to say in real life. He was more of kind of like a powerhouse, someone who was going to be there for the kind of long range shots. His passing's going to be absolutely exquisite, as we already know. Like, look at that for a ball, offside, but it was to his feet, absolutely pinpoint, and that is Gerrard. And it's one thing that I think they've got better at is kind of playing what the icons are like. If they're slower, then obviously it's a bit harder for them to actually get involved in FIFA, because obviously pace is pretty much most things. So Gerrard necessarily isn't the greatest, mainly to start with at a disadvantage, because he has no pace. We've seen it with Muller, we've seen it with a lot of big players that can make that impact in a game, but in terms of FIFA, they just don't have pace, so unfortunately they won't really kind of make that much of a kind of impact in anybody's teams. But he has got a very good kind of aggression on the ball as well, which is always nice. Into Koke again. Do love that he has got the 4-star. That was poor turning from me. Do wish that they maybe made him a 5-5, which would just be insane. But again, I suppose they cannot make absolutely every single person 5-star, 5-star. Otherwise, everyone in your team is going to be rainbow flicking over everybody. Koke, I don't know if that was a Megs or not. Oh, we've kept it. How we've kept it, I don't know. Cutting it on the inside. Little ball roll, shimmy, into the little flick. We're just doing too much. Does seem a little bit slower, obviously, as you kind of get into that dribble. Once you kind of link a few skills together, does lose his pace pretty quickly. Back into him again. Like I say, he's always that outlet player. Someone who's going to always have that ball straight back to him. As soon as the attack starts to go, he is kind of like that counterman, whereas Gerrard's already running up front. Into him again. Let's see if we get this 1-2 movement with a bit of Gerrard. We do find something, and he manages to get the head. Keep on your bike, son. Little dummy in. Oh, he's not making that run forward again. Do see it here. Oh, you can just see it, can't you? The lovely strike from him. See Carvajal down that wing. Wait for a moment, and that's a stunning ball from Gerrard. Oh, I don't really get the pace on it, but we do win the free kick in the end. Oh my, what a goal from Coutinho. Can Gerrard get his moment? He's just that little bit too slow going through the attack there. Oh, pushes it past him. Gerrard's got to be sitting over this, surely. What can we find? 99 power. Let's hit. I suppose he's not really going to get too much on it, is he? His free kick accuracy isn't quite there, and that's a poor aiming of the free kick. Hits a good power, like I say, but just not quite, unfortunately, the finish we wanted. So going into the overall for big boy Gerrard then, like I said, he's coming in just pretty much 200, 178 and 237, as you can see on the screen. The SBC at this time of recording, obviously it could have been more expensive or less, depending on obviously when the Icon SBC came out. It was, if we can see, oh, okay, we can, an 86, an 84, and an 83 with the bronze and silver, so nothing too drastic, to be honest. That's relatively cheap in this market. I don't know when it actually came out. Completely forgot that he's even there, and I hope we haven't actually done the review. I don't think we have, but Gerrard, for me, he has passed it in terms of kind of putting him into your competitive team, but I think if you're having a bit of fun, why not? Like, literally, why not? I love these icon moments. I love the dynamics they've done. They've tried to make kind of like a wide variety of obviously all the dynamics they can find, and I think they've done an absolutely smashing job with it, and I think Gerrard, again, looks fantastic. Obviously, he's got his other versions as well. We have got all the other English icons also, Bobby Moore, Beckham, Lineker, obviously Shearer, we've got Wrighty, we've got Owen, we've also got Scholesy and Lampard. There's a lot of good players in this icon team, and again, yes, some of them may not be the greatest. Gerrard, Lampards and Scholes may have not been the quickest players on the pitch, but in terms of their ability, in terms of shooting, passing, defending at times, physicality, is absolutely wonderful to see. Obviously, Gerrard is coming in a little bit higher than, is he higher than Scholes? Let's have a quick look at that midfield. because obviously we do have like the Phil Fodens, we have the Declan Rices, the Calvin Phillips, who are very, very top tier. 91, okay, yeah, so Lampard's 91, and then Scholes and Gerrard are both 92, so obviously very up there. Mason Mount is a lovely UCL dynamic. Really wish I kept my card because that is a quality dynamic, but obviously a lot of very good players, again, like we've seen in the Koke review. There is a lot of high rated players going around. We look at the brand new cards, like right now, if we look at we look at popular, in fact, because they're pretty much the new cards. Path to Glories, Footies, Summer Stars, all above 90 something. It is incredible to see. So obviously Gerrard coming in at a cheaper price, maybe not having the greatest pace, agility, balance is a little bit low, his defending is down at the bottom. Obviously with a shadow goes up to 87, but it is still low in comparison to Koke that we've just got. It's going to be low in comparison to a Tal that we've just got. It is incredible to see the difference between kind of like a low to mid tier icon in comparison to almost a top tier kind of centre mid, which you can get either for free or 200k. That is just absolutely nuts to see. And with obviously all the fodder that we're getting right now, it is crazy to kind of see what sort of SBCs we can and will get in the future as such, in the next couple of days, weeks, whatever we do get, because I'm hoping we get a Renato. That would be an insane link to a Tal as well, so very, very nice there. Gerrard for me, coming in obviously a little bit lower. I would probably give him at this point in the game something like an 8.4, 8.5. I think he's up there in terms of some of the skills that he's got. His shooting is class, his passing is class, and then obviously his kind of drive for the ball is lovely. But his defending is probably just about average in my opinion. His pace is poor. Obviously, his balance and agility is very static, not necessarily the dribbler, which he never was. He's not someone who just dribbles around everybody. And then obviously he's got the free star. So for me, he is kind of like that low to mid tier icon, but as a fun objective, someone to kind of grind with. And obviously if you are a fan of either Gerrard himself or Liverpool, you're going to absolutely love having this card in your club. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. We're going to try and bring out a couple more icons over the next couple of days, so definitely subscribe and hit that bell button for them, and I'll see you all for the next one.